He'd certainly never tried to keep warm by climbing into a body bag and spooning with his brothers in arms. This was the conceit I brought into my civilian life. The Army tested me every day. It forced me to overcome challenges I thought insurmountable. I conquered them, but not alone. And there's nothing more powerful than being respected by men you yourself hold in the highest regard. It fosters confidence and strength. It makes you strive to be better, always better. Those insurmountable challenges were overcome every time. Each one reshaped me a little bit more into the man I was when I returned home. Civilians and warriors alike got it wrong. We combat veterans aren't better than anyone. We just think we are. That kid bagging groceries? I assume he'd had a soft life. He'd never been in danger and he hadn't known privation. But those assumptions could have been way off the mark. Maybe he was working a third job to put himself through school. Maybe he quit school to take a shit job after his mother got sick. His sense of connection and loyalty to her trumped everything else in his life. Maybe he knew hunger, had lived on the streets as a child of homelessness where constant danger was just a part of life. Who was I to assume he hadn't known sacrifice, hadn't shown devotion to someone or something he loved? And most of all, who was I to assume he'd never even tried to serve in the military, had been medically disqualified or medically retired? My own assumptions, I learned, cleaved the divide even wider. The conceit I felt, it didn't affect him. It only isolated me more and made life at home that much more disorienting and lonely. There was another factor to that gulf between protector and protected that I had not understood until I returned home and tucked my uniforms away in my father's barn. The Army transformed me from boy to man by crushing adolescence. The boy is slayed through basic training. The man emerges on graduation day. Every branch of the military does this now with both men and women. The childishness within us, the immaturity to handle adversity, the dependence we had even in our teens on our parents and family, all that is destroyed, and our warriors are rebuilt by the system to be capable, responsible, and dependable. There is no similar process in civilian life. Our universities seem to breed perpetual adolescence. 75 years before, the greatest generation rallied together to defeat two of the greatest and most evil empires in history, the Third Reich and Imperial Japan. Fully a third of America's military-age males spent the war on terror fighting it on their Xboxes in mom's basement. No job, not enrolled in classes, a generation living at home, letting mom do their laundry as they played at clearing rooms with their cyber friends. The first time I read those statistics, the divide between the warrior I was and the civilian world felt like a chasm. There was no redemptive arc in my head on this one. There was no possible scenario, no backstory to match the ones for a grocery bagger that could ever justify in my head wasting the treasure of life on video games while not bothering to better yourself. I lived with tenacious ghosts riding my shoulder every day who reminded me of the enormous gift it was to still be breathing. I thought about them constantly, juxtaposing their lives against those squandering theirs here at home. It always made me angry. Unless we Americans accomplish with our time what they willingly gave up with theirs, the sacrifice of blood in Iraq and Afghanistan will have no meaning. I've tried to honor them by living for them, making something of value out of my own existence here at home. I thought everyone felt that way. If you listen to Memorial Day speeches, we give lip service to that ideal. The reality? Well, I kept returning to that one statistic. 1/3 of a generation parked on mom's couch. That reality left me trending toward bitter. My greatest regret has always been leaving the service I so dearly loved. I tried to make it work at home, but the pull of the battlefield was too strong. Out there, I had purpose and meaning. You live on a ragged edge of danger that forces you to confront your own mortality. Every breath becomes euphoric. You exist in a different emotional framework. In rural Western New York, life's color was drained away by